As you can see, I'm not in a very good mood. If you watch the short clip I put up a little while ago, you know why. I was planning on having a nice grilled pork chop, well, a couple, because the ones I bought were like that thick, and once you cut them in half, they make a great meal. And due to some rain, I decided, okay, I'm going to go into the kitchen, and as soon as I walked into the kitchen, water is pouring from the ceiling. It must have been doing it for a few minutes, and I see the bubble on the paint. The paint is relatively new in this house before I bought it. And I'll get to that in a second. I run in the garage, grab two 5-gallon buckets, which is all I have, a 2.5-gallon bucket for the countertop because there's leaking on the countertop. Well, now I know where the counters are placed. So I go get a tarp, find water coming in from the bottom of the garage, right above the foundation, where the foundation meets the wall. So now I got to get a general contractor to look at that. I've got to get a roofer, which I've been in contact with the roofer I used in the previous home, and it's going to be fun because you know my insurance rates are going to go up. 2 claims. Oh no, actually I didn't. That was my father-in-law's claim, not mine. So yeah, thankfully we don't have to worry about that. But I did contact him with the roofer we used, which was a high quality roofer. And if you're in the El Paso area, I highly recommend him, but I won't name names right now. If somebody's in the area and needs a roofer, just PM me. Excuse me, I'm exhausted. And I'll shoot you the name. But my realtor is also helping out a lot. She's trying to get us as much information as she can. There was supposedly, it's a flat roof, and I'm normally not a fan of flat roofs. I mean, technically there is a pitch, but not a whole lot to it. It's supposed to be just enough for water to channel. Well, water's clearly not channeling. It's coming down very close. I hope the tarp covers the spot. I don't know, but it's already past dark, and I'm not going up on a roof in the middle of the night. But with the new paint and on the house, on the outside and the inside, and seeing how bad that was, I mean, latex paint will hold water for a little bit, briefly. Not for very long, but I mean, if you use a lot of paint, if you use multiple coats, like 4 or 5 coats, yeah, you might actually see a gigantic bubble leak. But I'm obviously very angry. I'm just so tired that I'm not going to articulate, I'm not going to show the anger that I really feel. Right now, obviously, I'm wearing different clothes than I was wearing because I had to shower. I was out in the rain. The only thing I had that was close to a raincoat was a leather jacket, and while it was only 75 degrees out, it's raining. The humidity is basically like 100%. But to me, what I'm going to work with is the insurance company, once I can talk to the adjuster, and with the roofer, I'm going to work to have see if the roofer will be willing to send the bill for the deductible to the previous owner. Because this is ridiculous. This is, to me, clear evidence of fraud. It's clear evidence of fraud. The roof was repaired. They didn't repair it. They just basically put the elastomeric coating on it, or whatever the heck it was. I have to look at the receipt. I got it because I got a copy of that receipt. Put some new gravel on and some whatever. But excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. It's not even funny right now. It's only 9 o'clock, and I feel like I'm about ready to fall asleep. I haven't even had dinner yet. But I'm going to work with them and see what we can do. And frankly, with that amount and with what might be getting destroyed because the garage is filled with boxes, I'm contemplating talking to an attorney and suing the previous owner because this is clear fraud. They've just painted over water intrusion, the evidence of water intrusion, and just covered up what was there. And frankly, looking at it, an inspector would not have caught it because it's a flat roof. There's no attic space in between the kitchen and the roof, so an inspector would not have seen it. You can't if you can't get physically up in between the roof and the ceiling. So, like I said, I'm just going to get an attorney and see what we can do. Because I'm tempted to sue. Frankly, this is total BS. We got screwed. This house is not worth $135,000. It's barely worth $100,000 if there's roof damage. Roofs can cost $15,000 to $20,000. So with the roof on a 1,500 two-story, we're probably looking at around $10,000 to $12,000 for that roof, minus the thankfully only the deductible need to be paid. Around $2,000. So much for getting a shed put up. That's what I was going to do, is measure for a shed, and that's not going to happen. So we'll see what happens. If my roof, I looked up here, since this is the peak, this room is the top, it's the peak of the sloping roof. I see no water intrusion here, thankfully, or in the bathroom. None in the living room. So hopefully this is actually in good shape. It's mostly the flat, but I'm going by the recommendation of the roofer. Y'all stay safe.